Ever lost track of time playing something so good you forgot to eat? Well, grab a snack now because these Switch games from 2024 are seriously addictive. I've lost way too much sleep over them and I'm about to tell you why. So first up is Dragon Quest III HD2D Remake. And oh my goodness, what a game. I wasn't sure what to expect going in, but I've been completely blown away. You guys, the way they've brought this classic to life is just incredible. The combat feels so fresh while keeping that nostalgic charm. And I keep finding myself saying, okay, just one more quest at 2 a.m. The job system is ridiculously addictive. I've lost count of how many times I've rebuilt my party just to try different combinations. Every time I think I've found the perfect team setup, I discover some new possibility that sends me right back to the drawing board. The modern quality of life features make it so easy to just keep playing.
The light will return. Of that I am sure.
Then there's Gundam Breaker 4, which, okay, listen, if you've ever wanted to spend hours just tinkering with giant robots, this is your game. I literally lost an entire weekend just mixing and matching Gundam parts, trying to create the perfect mech. Every new part you unlock opens up so many possibilities, and the customization goes way deeper than you'd expect. Sure, the Switch version gets a bit choppy sometimes during big fights, but honestly, I was having too much fun building my dream Gundam to care. The story mode could use some work, but the core gameplay loop of fighting, collecting parts, and customizing your mobile suit is just too satisfying to put down.
Let's go!
Now, Chernobylite Complete Edition. This one's different, and I mean that in the best way possible. Every time I boot it up, I get completely lost in its world. The way they've recreated the exclusion zone is haunting but beautiful, and making choices that actually impact how the story unfolds keeps me coming back for more. You're always on edge, thinking about resources, planning your next move, and trying to keep your team alive. I've actually caught myself holding my breath during tense moments. The Switch version might not be the prettiest, but the atmosphere and survival mechanics are so well done that you'll find yourself completely immersed despite any technical limitations. DROVA kinda came out of nowhere and just grabbed me. You know how sometimes you start playing something casually and suddenly you're totally invested? That's exactly what happened here. The combat system takes some getting used to, but once it clicks, you'll find yourself looking for any excuse to jump back in. I've stayed up way too late exploring just one more area, more times than I'd like to admit. The world has this unique vibe that keeps pulling you deeper. And even though the Switch sometimes struggles with bigger fights, the core gameplay loop is so engaging that you'll keep pushing forward. The story might not blow you away, but the exploration and character progression are seriously addictive. Let me tell you about Balatro. This game is dangerous, and I mean that in the best way possible. It looks like a simple card game at first, but next thing you know, you're theory crafting deck builds at 3 a.m. trying to figure out just one more perfect combination. I actually had to set alarms to make sure I didn't miss appointments because of this one. The learning curve is pretty steep, and you'll probably lose a bunch at first, but that's part of what makes it so addictive. Every run teaches you something new, and when your strategies finally come together, pure gaming bliss. The roguelike elements keep things fresh, and you'll always feel like you're just one run away from the perfect deck.
Lucky cards, glass cards, bonus cards, steel cards, and stone cards. Keep an eye out for cards with a golden seal. Collect stronger editions for each Joker like foil, holographic, polychrome, and the elusive negative power.
Bo, Path of the Teal Lotus? Pure gaming comfort food. You know those games that just feel good to play? That's Bo. The controls took me a minute to get used to, but now I find myself jumping in for quick sessions that somehow turn into hours. The way the puzzles and combat flow together creates this perfect rhythm that just keeps you going. The vibrant art style makes exploring every corner a joy, and even when you hit challenging sections, you never want to stop. There's always another secret to uncover, or a new ability to master. The occasional control quirks barely register because you're too busy enjoying the journey through this beautifully crafted world. Nine Sols is absolutely gorgeous, first of all, but what really got me hooked was how good the combat feels. It's like this beautiful dance once you get the hang of it, and I've actually lost track of time just practicing certain moves because it feels so satisfying to pull them off. The hand-drawn art style pulls you into this unique world, and the fluid movement system makes every encounter feel fresh and exciting. Would I like a bit more story? Sure, but the core gameplay loop is just too good to put down. Every area brings new challenges and enemies that keep you engaged, and mastering the combat system becomes almost meditative. The way everything flows together creates this perfect gaming trance. Animal Well is seriously deceptive. Don't let its simple look fool you, this game will take over your brain. I've literally gone to bed thinking about puzzle solutions and woken up with new ideas to try. The interconnected world design is brilliant, and every discovery feels earned. There was this one secret that took me days to figure out, and when I finally got it, pure joy. The way the game layers its puzzles and mechanics creates this constant sense of discovery that keeps you coming back. Just maybe don't start playing it right before bedtime. You won't sleep. The just one more try factor is incredibly strong with this one. Here's the thing about Metal Slug Tactics. It shouldn't work, but it absolutely does. They've somehow taken the crazy action of Metal Slug and turned it into this addictive strategy game that captures the spirit of the original while creating something entirely new. I've replayed some missions like 5 times just to try different approaches and perfect my strategies. The pixel art absolutely pops on the Switch screen, and watching your carefully planned moves come together is incredibly satisfying. Fair warning though, it can be pretty tough at first. I may have rage quit once or twice, or maybe more than that, but you'll keep coming back for more. Ys 10 Nordics. Look, if you've played any Ys game before, you know exactly what you're getting into. Pure action RPG goodness that just won't let you go. The combat is so fluid that you just get into this zone where hours disappear. I can't count how many times I've said, just one more quest, only to find myself still playing 2 hours later. The way the story unfolds keeps you pushing forward, and the fast-paced combat system is just pure fun. Sure, the Switch version isn't the fanciest way to play it, but I honestly don't care. I'm too busy enjoying the perfect blend of exploration, combat, and character progression that makes Ys games so addictive.
You lad are gonna be helping us out.
Power of mana. How'd you get your hands on it?
Hey, let me know what you think about these games. Maybe you've played some and have a different take, or maybe something here caught your eye. Drop a comment, let's chat about it. See you in the next one.